what I got to do is go ahead and stop the pendulum. And loosen the verge up. This is made on a square arbor so that it's easy to reset. And then let go. The reason why I wondered why the paint was off this area right here, and to reset this thing, whoever did it over the years would probably did it just like I did, where you just use this hand. And you have to hold on to the escape wheel, because if you let go, it'll take off flying. It'll go 90 miles an hour. So you just keep your hand on there. And this is the only way to reset the thing. The newer models, instead of having to do this, probably what happened was somebody had pulled this off, and you got to be careful. If you let go of it before it's clear off the end, it'll hit the edges of those teeth, and that's what did the damage. You can see where it hit, and it damaged just these inside edges. So you make sure you pull the verge back far enough, and then you just run it around. And then when you get to the hour, you have to stop it. You don't want it to go too fast when you come up to the hour. You can see the end of the strike lever is just about ready to fall off the cam. And when it does, right there, you just stop this and hold it and let it go ahead and run through the strike. Gathering power. As it rolls around, this lever is riding on this cam, and as it raises this lever, it will separate these two pieces over here, which is what allows it to ring. As long as this is locked, it won't ring. As soon as these open up. So what happens is this, as the cam goes around and these levers come up, it's going to eventually bring this up far enough that this strike rack is free from this pin, and it will drop this piece over here down into the snail, into the number of times that it wants it to strike, and that allows this to drop the same number of teeth over on the strike, or the strike rack. And the gathering pallets over here will pick a tooth up at a time. They were coming up as soon as it's just about ready to release. There you go. Release the rack, and you can see that all it does is just drop this into a certain area on that snail. And we've got, it's 6 o'clock, so it's dropped into the 6th spot over here. This side, you always know when it's going to, or it's only going to whine when it's striking. This one kind of takes you by surprise, because it'll just, I've been in here working a couple times, and all of a sudden it just kicks on, and it's the one you have to worry about as far as when it's on display. Somebody happen to be there when it goes down, because it winds about once every 16 hours. Go again?
One more time.
This one, Dave, you got to be careful of the fan.
See what kind of clock it is.
Do what?
Say what kind of clock it is.
All right. This is a Seth Thomas number 16, 1882. If it's just what determines that it's a 16 is that it's a striker. If it was just a time only, is determined by the size of this A-frame. This is a number 6. So if it was time only, it would be a number 6 Seth Thomas. You add the strike, you add 10, it's a number 16. It's just an hour strike, doesn't have the half-hour strike on it. And we, in the research, came up with the serial number on this clock is number 277. clock originally had quite a few missing parts. The rating nut was gone. The nut down here for the snail was gone. The pilot clock was gone, and we had to get a new maker's plate for it. The little pallets here for the pendulum spring, had to make those, and the pendulum spring was wrong. Had to make a new pendulum spring for it, and I think a few other little things here and there. Of course, the winders are all are made to match the original Seth Thomas winders. When they originally, of course, when the clock came out, there was no electric. You didn't have it. It had to be hand wound. And then in the 1920s, Seth Thomas came out with winders that are very similar, very similar to these, where the weight is in a loop, so that even when the clock is being wound, this side, normally you wouldn't go up and wind it when it was striking, because it would take the power off the strike and it would stop. So with the loop, it can wind itself while it's actually in motion. The time side actually has what's called a maintaining spring on it, so that you can actually, because the clock would never stop, they put that on there intentionally with a ratchet here, so that you could wind it and it wouldn't take power off the movement long enough for you to wind it. I might as well run it back around, Dave, so I can get it back on time. Need to get a little bottle of bluing. With that, well, I'll run around about 22 after. There's 21, 22. Okay, we gotta do is get it. I got about a minute, huh?